Hi, my name is Lloyd Pike. I live in Regent Park. I live at 21 Tubman. I am going to be turning 64 in about a month or so from now. I do a lot of different things in the daytime. I help others in the community. I've kind of just enjoy the things that I learn. I've talked to friends. I go for walks. I go for a ride in the park in my scooter, and that's about it. Unless I have a meeting or two, then I just relax as much as possible uh, to get my strength back. I'm visually impaired. That means that I cannot read small print or see signs. I probably, I could drive a car but can't read the signs, so I shouldn't be doing that. My blindness affects me in a lot of different ways because there's only certain things I can do. I've learned about my vision when I was about 18 years old. I went to regular schools. I've done a lot of different things in sports and hockey and things. But when I found out that I would have to change everything that I was enjoying, I made it into a positive. I learned that disability doesn't stop you from doing what you want to do. It's affected my life in a long way, but I've changed that around to participate in things that I like curling, like hockey, helping others out, still doing what I like. It's affected me in having friends. Some times that friends find out that you're visually impaired, they don't want to be around you. I'm alone most of the time because of that. People don't think that I'm on the same level as they are because of the blindness that I do have. I was living living around Woodbine and Kingston Road, and in a house that was subsidized by TCHC. And I came to Regent Park in 1990. Actually, it was July the 4th when I came, and I lived in 325 Gerrard Street East. And I've been here 32 years, going on 33. I think that for me, being active means a lot. It's just, if I'm going to live in the community, how can I make the community a little safer? Or how do I get to meet the people in the community so I can be a part of the community? And I think it's what I like to do is I like sports. I like to be able to kind of help others learn. And to prove to myself that with my vision problem that I can do what others can do. But there are times when I found out that, it's harder than what it looks like. I've always wanted to make a difference in the community where I live. I am at the moment just doing a project engaging people with disabilities and mobile. And because I also work at Daniel Spectrum, but besides that this project, I was sitting on another committee with and I was asked would I be interested with access and going around Regent Park to see how accessible it is to get into stores and into the buildings. And I said I would enjoy doing that. So I did. I think that it's important for people like ourselves to be involved and help make a difference, but also come up with some solutions. If it's too small, then how do we make it bigger so we can get in and out without hitting anything with our scooters or wheelchairs. Yeah, my project right now, it's dealing with people in scooters, walkers, and what it is supposed to do, because people with disabilities are not being involved in the community, in the committees, and not being consulted really on helping to make decisions for the future for our community. It seems that it's taken so long to be able to get involved in how to be accessible for us to have materials or things that help us to participate in these groups and in these discussions, and we're usually left out of them. So this project that I'm doing, it's almost finished now, but that's never been done in Regent, is that get the voices of people with disabilities to participate, give us their ideas, give us solutions, not just the bad stuff, but also good stuff, and what we need so that we can continue to build our strengths and build confidence in others, that they can participate and make a difference in our community. And it's already is making a difference, because I see myself as somebody that is willing to reach out, and with the funds from the city and the STP, that it will, hopefully we can make it bigger in Regent and across Toronto. I think it's important that what it does for people with disabilities, when they start to get involved, they start to feel a part of the community. They start to feel that they're important to this community as well, that people are coming out to ask for their ideas, and it gives them self-esteem. It gives them confidence that they can continue to make a difference in their community as well. I think that it's a lot different now than they were 20 years ago. I think that when I heard that about the policy, the AODA policy that the government has out, that they're supposed to have an accessibility by 2025, it's back then there was no such thing really talking about it. The difference now is that it's being built, apartment buildings are being built accessible to the standards, and some are being done more than that. I think that it's important to have everyone participate. I think it's better now than it was, but it still needs a lot of work and a lot of more consultation, because what I think that's happening is that they take one type of disability and they're just putting it all into one, where it's all different. We all have different types of disabilities, and we all have different needs. When we go in and we live into an apartment, we're all different. We're not all the same. And I think that when people and contractors and things get that we're not all the same, then they might think more on when they do make accessibility apartments. I think that HAP is really good. I think people should get to know it, get to know more of it, get to learn about it, because it's really important for us as disability to use it, but also put our input into where we think that certain places is good to get in and where's not to get in. I think that more people should get to know that HAP, because it would be really, I think, important to be able to use it, see it, and then pick where you want to go to have something to eat or just to visit. Yeah, we did Regent Park here, and we talked about what was easy to get into, like let's say the Scotia Bank, Wendy's, Shoppers Drug Mart, the park. What else? What else? Is it big enough? Is there enough room? What would you rate it? I think that it's really good. Even some of the stores on Parliament Street that we noticed didn't even have access to get in. Sometimes we think about how big the stores are or who can afford it, because it is expensive to change. But if you think about it, if it's big enough, you just need a ramp. And if you know who you can contact to get a nice free ramp, that's all that's needed to get somebody in a wheelchair or a scooter. I think a lot of the times I feel that they just want to hear you. They just want to hear voices, and then they go back to what they've already decided on. I think it's important that we make our MPs and that listen to us, where I can say that I've talked to my own MP, Marcy, and them, and they listen really well. And it really does pay off when you can talk to your representative, and they listen. If you get a group of them together, I think half of them listen, half of them don't. But it's a process that we got to learn to have patience, because it's not going to happen overnight. I think that more of that should be done. I don't know that much about it because I'm not involved in the commercial. You know, like I go in, I'll go into a store or go into a building somewhere, and I would find myself like trying to get out or get in and trying to turn around, and I go, wow, who decided on doing it this way? I think that if people take the time to consultate with people with disabilities, they'll be a lot farther ahead now than what they were. You know, for me as somebody, I don't talk much about my disability, because one of the things I learned is the disability is only what you think it is. I, as somebody with a vision problem, has accomplished a lot of things, I think, in my lifetime. And I still got more to learn, but also more to give if people listen. I have competed in curling now for a number of years. I've got gold medals. I've now won a championship. I've set goals. I've did a lot of work in my community to make it better. I think that if people would take the time to get to meet everyone, a different person with a disability, and learn about what they can do or can't do, and help to support them, to help them to grow and to be in the community, to be able to help make decisions and to make things happen. I think it would be a better community, closer, and that people can feel a part of the community. We are special, but when you leave out one part of your community, you're not a whole community. The project that I'm doing, that I'm almost finished now, we're going to launch in a couple of weeks, it's going to give us some answers to how to work with people with disabilities, and how we can work together as a community, as contractors and builders and whoever, to work together to make this community a better one, and a great one, so that we can all grow together and learn together. One of the things of my project is that what I did is my project was to get an oversight group together to talk about what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. So I did that. I got about 7 to 10 people. We had meetings once a month. We set up the agendas. Then we looked at what we can do with the funds that I got. And then we said, well, there's so many different types of disabilities. So what would be good for me is, let's try the mobility one with wheelchairs, scooters. Try to contact people that were in them and try to talk to them, have their ideas, and come together in a roundtable discussion that we did. Collect their information, put it in the final results. So that's where we're at now. That I will be on the second. Also, with this is to give some information in a pamphlet, what we've done, and then have the launch on the 10th with the final report. That all of the discussions we have, the people we've met and talked to, of the ideas, the good and the bad, so that we can work forward to get more funding so we can work with more different types of disabilities in the future. And then I'm going to have hopefully at the end try to meet and get 4 people together to talk about, like Daniel's. I want to try to get Daniel's Corporation, Tridel, and TCHC together to come together with what I've done and see if we can make it better and see what we can do in this community. And what we're doing on September the 10th, we're inviting people to participate in the project, and we're having a launch here at Daniel Spectrum at 11 o'clock in the morning till about 2:30. We're going to invite people from the STP and that to come and receive hopefully our report that we got to send off to the city and that. So, you know, if you want to know more about it and learn more about what we can do and how we can work together to make it better, come and see and learn on September the 10th at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of our content. And if you like more of us, make sure to visit our website or follow us on our social media platforms.